If you're looking for something that's a little bit sweet, a little bit sour, and very easy to drink, you need to check out this cocktail right here. Let me show you how to make a sour bonder. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Matt, I'm the Whiskey Nerd, and like I said, this week I'm making a sour bonder, which is, despite the name, actually quite a sweet, soft, and very easy to drink cocktail that you can kind of think as being a cross between a whiskey sour and a kind of a whiskey and ginger ale, and it's very easy to drink. So this whiskey cocktail actually does come from Jameson. I'll put a link to their website down below, which has a lot of very nice looking cocktails, some that maybe aren't so nice looking, some that maybe will appeal to a niche audience, but this is definitely one that will appeal to a lot of people. It uses Jameson whiskey, obviously just some standard basic Jameson whiskey. It uses some lime juice, some sugar syrup, and some egg white, so it's again kind of like that whiskey sour formula except with lime juice instead of lemon juice, and at the very end it gets topped up with some nice ginger ale. This is going to make it a little longer, a little bit easier to drink, and just very tasty. So that's enough talking about the cocktail. It's time to make it. It is obviously going to be a shake and drink, so we're going to get our shaker tin and we're going to pop a nice rock of ice into there before we measure out the rest of our ingredients. We're going to start off with our Jameson whiskey. Like I said, this recipe came from the Jameson website and you can check out yourself there. It calls for 50 ml of Jameson whiskey. Just going to go in nice and simple with 50 ml of Jameson, and then we're going to go in with 25 ml. So again, kind of like 2 parts whiskey, 1 part citrus, 25 ml of lime juice into here. Just nice and simple. This is freshly squeezed lime juice. Gives you much more flavor without any of that kind of bitter notes you get from like those shelf stable lime juices you can get. Their recipe calls for 20 ml of sugar syrup. I personally found when I tried out the recipe, that was a little too sweet for me. I preferred it a little bit less sweet because when you add in the ginger ale, you're obviously adding in a bit more sugar. So I'm only going to go in with 15 ml or half an ounce of my sugar syrup. But if you have a sweet tooth, you can definitely go in with that full 20 ml of sugar syrup to really give yourself a really sweet cocktail. Lastly, it is the white of 1 egg, which I've already pre-separated, just like that. And then we're going to shake it away for about 20-30 seconds to get a nice head of foam in our cocktail before we serve it up. Okay, I think that is nicely chilled now, so we're going to bang the top off our cocktail shaker and we're going to get ready to strain it out. We are going to be serving it in a highball glass that is pretty full with ice because we do want to leave a little bit of room for that ginger ale at the very end. So we're just going to, nice and simple, pour it away. You can see it's got this nice foamy character to it there that gives it a nice little bit of a head, but not too much because, again, this isn't about like a classic whiskey sour where you get that big heavy foam. This is more just about kind of giving that bit of a presentation. We're not going to go in with a huge amount of ginger ale into our cocktail. We're just going to go kind of top it up just a little bit, just like that. And that right there is how I make a sour bonder. Now real quick before I taste this cocktail, if you're new here, scroll down, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button. I put out whiskey cocktails every Friday. I put out whiskey reviews every Wednesday, so if you want to see more like that, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and while you're down there, let me know what kind of cocktail you think I should make in future. Now, just to serve this up, we're going to pop a nice little lime wedge into there, and we're going to pop a straw in so you can make it a little bit easier to drink. You have got this really cool kind of foamy head up top that you can drink through, but it's a little harder to drink through a whole massive foam through there. So we're just going to use the straw. Cheers. That is tasty. It's a very light drink because you didn't go in with a huge amount of the ginger ale at the end, but it adds a bit of length to it, adds a bit of kind of effervescence to the cocktail. You get this like foaminess, this kind of fizziness that just comes through the cocktail, gives it a little bit of kind of, well, fizz, and that tends to lighten up the drink. You don't get the huge hit of sharp lime juice. You definitely do get some lime juice in there. You get the whiskey, you get the sugar, you get the kind of spicy notes from the ginger ale coming through, but you don't kind of overpower the drink with all those ingredients. It just comes through really nicely. Just a very nice, simple kind of cocktail. If you have someone who says they don't really like those classic cocktails, they prefer to just go whiskey, soda, that's it. If they don't like a whiskey sour because it's too kind of maybe sour, then this will be something that they would definitely like. It's got a kind of a nice visual presentation with that layer of foam, with that cocktail underneath, and it is kind of similar to those whiskey and soda combinations you will see everyone enjoy. So if you have someone in your life like that, make sure to give them a try of this and see if you can get them liking maybe more complicated cocktails in the future. But for me, I'm definitely going to keep on enjoying this, and I'll see you next time. Sláinte.